Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. This is MazezRealm once again, and this is another episode of The Arsenal. Now, a lot of you have been asking me to review the Scar H for Black Ops 2, and I've listened to you guys, and I've heard your guys' petitions, and that is why this episode is concentrating on one of my favorite assault rifles in Black Ops 2. Now, the Scar H is one of my favorites because of its consistency. It performs very, very well in medium gunfights and also in long-range firefights as well. It struggles a little bit in close quarters combat just because of the rate of fire. However, we've got an attachment and a perk that helps this weapon also do decently well in close quarters. This class primarily works very, very well in objective-based game modes. And the reason for that is because we have got a defense for every single scenario that could possibly be thrown at us. And without further ado, I'll jump right into what we have on this class setup here. We have got only two attachments on this class, the suppressor and the quick draw handle. Now, as I mentioned before, the suppressor does not really hamper this weapon's strengths, which is medium and long distance capabilities. So the suppressor is amazing on this weapon, and that's the reason why we have that equipped. The quick draw handle actually helps acquire targets very quickly, especially in close quarters where this gun somewhat struggles at times. So that will definitely help us in close quarters. Now, the rest of our slots in the Pick 10 system will be taken up by wildcards and perks. So we've got the Perk 2 and Perk 1 Greed wildcards, and that enables us to stack Ghost, Flak Jacket, Scavenger, Toughness, and Tactical Mask. And that rounds out our loadout. Now here we see that I'm using the Scar H on the map Standoff, and this is a team deathmatch. This class works well in Team Deathmatch as well, just because you'll be able to deal with any type of defense that the enemy will throw at you. The Bouncing Betty and Shock Charge combo that a lot of campers use in this game will be completely null and void, simply because you can move right through it and it won't hamper your visual target acquisition, and it will also let you survive the Bouncing Betty if you don't duck it in time. It's just a class that really excels in almost every single situation, and the only situation that it doesn't always do that well in is in close quarters combat. But the Scar H was patched by Treyarch pretty recently, and the patch actually gave it a little bit more damage, and it also gave it a tighter hip spread, so it's a little bit better from the hip. That being said, this weapon is just amazing now. It was good before the patch, and post-patch it's even better. So if you guys have not used the Scar H yet, I would definitely give you advice to using this weapon because it is amazing. It does have a low rate of fire, but it also helps you control that recoil that it does have. So you can acquire a target and drop them across the map and in medium ranges in such a fast amount of time that the enemy won't know what hit him. And that is exactly why this loadout is just one of my favorites in this game. And I'm definitely going to be using a prestige token to take this weapon with me on my next prestige. I took the M8A1 on one of my classes with one of the tokens, and this will definitely be the weapon that I take next. But that being said, this weapon really excels in Team Deathmatch as well, and the reason for that is that, as I mentioned before, it will definitely work against any type of defense that the enemy has against you. Now, you see that I have lower kill streaks enabled. I don't have anything like the VSAT or Swarm or Dogs equipped. I have the Lightning Strike, the Dragon Fire, and the Stealth Chopper. Now, I'm not sure if I get any of them in this gameplay, but the reason why I'm mentioning the point streaks in this particular match here is because if it were domination, these point streaks would be quite attainable, and with the perk setup and the weapon that you're using, it will definitely help you acquire those kill streaks very, very, very quickly. Now, if you want to play Team Deathmatch effectively with this weapon, another really good strategy to use with this is the UAV, the counter UAV, and the orbital VSAT. That really, really works well in Team Deathmatch because the UAV gives you a lot of assists and it helps your team as well. And the counter UAV helps those teammates that are not using the Ghost perk like we have equipped on this loadout. And that really, really helps teammates that might be struggling against the enemy. Because the UAV takes around 4.5 kills to get on Team Deathmatch if you're not using the Hardline perk. And if you're using the Hardline perk, it obviously gives you a huge advantage on getting those. But since this loadout does not have that equipped, we decided to use other perks that will definitely help us stay alive a little bit longer to get our point streaks a little bit longer down the road. So definitely keep in mind that if you lower your kill streaks and have a mixed bag, it will not only help your teammates, but it will also help you as well in getting those kill streaks that you need. Now, as I mentioned before, the Scar H does not do all that well in close quarters combat. So keep in mind that you want to keep track of all of the long sightlines on any map that you're playing. On Standoff, there are some really, really good long sightlines to be had. So you definitely want to keep an eye on those long sightlines. As you see here, I am patrolling the back spawn area, and the reason why I'm doing that is to give my teammates good spawns. Since this class works really, really well on a defensive type of gameplay style, it works really well in giving your teammates a very good spawn point. And I know that a lot of people don't know how the spawn system works in this game, but it usually works where the teammate that has received the least amount of damage and is in the safest area, you'll spawn on him. Sometimes that system does not work because you will die, even though you were safe for quite a long time. You will die and then a teammate will spawn on you, and you unfortunately will give your teammate a bad spawn. So keeping that in mind, you want to equip perks that will make you stay alive a lot longer so that your teammates will spawn on you in good areas and be able to defend themselves when they do spawn in. And this particular loadout works really, really well for that. And that's why you see me playing quite defensively. I did have Markolinth in this lobby with me, but everyone else on this lobby was a random. And because of that, I wanted to play very defensively with this loadout and basically give the rest of my teammates good spawns. And it did help us for the majority of this match. So I really sincerely hope that you guys enjoyed that loadout. I really love the loadout and I hope it works for you guys as well. Now, if you guys have not subscribed to me yet, you can do that by clicking on the top right. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, you can do that by checking that icon there on the left. If you are curious to see the previous episode of the Arsenal, you can do that by clicking on that link right there on the screen and that thumbnail. And if you want to see a similar series, I should say, definitely check out my Keys to Success series. And if you want to check out the rest of my playlist, you can do that by clicking on the MazezRealm icon right there on the bottom of your screen. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for future episodes of the Arsenal. And until next time, this has been MazezRealm. I'm out.